Hello everybody, I'm Steve Cassaday, Chairman and Chief Executive of Cassaday Company, and it's my pleasure today to welcome you to a conversation with our Career and Life Transitions Coach, Ms. Jennifer Landis-Santos. So Jennifer is someone that we hired and built a position around because of a need that we saw in clients who are preparing for retirement. Every day we see people who should retire, who can retire, but do not retire because of the emotional and psychological aspects associated with the transition from decades of working to a life of retirement. Clients that I've been working with for decades, whenever they have met with Jennifer, have said a variation on basically the same thing, which is, Steve, introducing me to Jennifer was the best thing you have ever done for me. Let me start off by asking you, what attracted you to this opportunity at Cassaday Company?
So my background is in mental health. After I got my master's in counseling, I worked in crisis intervention. And while I really found that work to be deeply satisfying, I was helping clients think about what they were moving away from. And I found it would be more powerful to help clients think about what they're moving towards. So I learned more about career counseling and executive leadership coaching and wellness coaching. And I saw this opportunity and I thought it looked like a great team to be a part of. And I was excited to come in and build a new offering.
Jen, can you give us an overview of the services that you're providing to our clients?
I provide retirement transition coaching, which helps people figure out when and how to step away from a job that they've had for a long time. I provide career transition coaching for people who are looking to do something different. Maybe they've been laid off, or maybe they just want a new challenge. And sometimes it's with the children of our clients who are having a hard time finding their professional start. I also provide well-being coaching. I'm on the faculty at Georgetown's Health and Wellness Coaching Program, and so helping people figure out structure, routine, how to connect with community so that they just enjoy their days and have a greater sense of purpose and well-being in life. And I found that what most clients enjoy is having a neutral, objective third party who doesn't have a stake in the outcome to help them sift through their ideas and get direction on next steps.
What types of people typically seek your services, and what are some of the common reasons that they come to you for support?
Most people are curious about, how do other people do this? They tend to compare themselves to their parents or their siblings or other people that they've known who have walked the path before them. And they're trying to find their own authentic way to take this next step and do these transitions. And so they're just curious what other options are out there, and they want to know about best practices. And different life transitions, such as getting laid off, retirement, losing a spouse, going through a divorce, those are very stressful, and people need support, and it's wise that they seek out when they need it.
So one of the big challenges for us is we know people need to retire and they should retire and they can retire, but they don't retire. What do you think some of the reasons for that are?
They're often positive reasons. They really like what they're doing. They find it mentally engaging and challenging. They like the community of people that they work with. So after spending a lot of time at work, they struggle sometimes to embrace other identities outside of work because work has defined them for so many years. Maybe they don't have friends outside of work and they're not sure who they would spend their time with. They're not sure who would take their place. They feel like the work that they do is really unique to them. There's not a strong succession plan, and so they feel like they can't step away. And then there's the doing question. Sometimes clients have been doing the same thing for so many years and working that they just haven't had an opportunity to create other aspects outside of work. And their identity is so much work that they have a hard time with the other questions. What are their hobbies? They're not even sure really what they're interested in or who they would spend time with. And so it's just a very open, abstract kind of unknown that's pretty scary. And sometimes they are financially ready to retire, but not emotionally or mentally ready to step away. Retirement is a very abstract concept. So how do you make it more concrete? People could say, I want to have a happy retirement, but how do they define happiness? So is it health? Is it a sense of mental engagement? Is it being connected to others? Is it travel? What is it? And helping people figure it out and actually map it out and put it on a calendar and make progress towards their goals.
So how do you smoke that stuff out and find out what it is that's making them uncomfortable and the unknown, the things that are unknown to them? How do you figure out what that is?
Well, I have a series of assessments that can support them in the retirement transition. One of them is a list of common questions that people have as they begin to think about life after full-time work. Another is the retirement transition wheel, and it identifies 12 components of life that help people enjoy retirement and feel successful. I also have a couples retirement quiz, and it has 28 questions that help clients identify what are areas that they haven't considered yet or talked about and that they need to work together on. For example, how much time to spend together, how much time to spend with family, how much time to travel, what are their different budgets, different things like that, what's important in this next chapter. And there are also resources for people who are facing aging alone. Maybe they didn't picture their life at that point alone because of divorce or a death of a loved one.
So Jen, one of the interesting things for us as advisors is we think our clients would benefit from coming to see you, but some of them seem reluctant. In your opinion, why do you think some people are reluctant to engage you?
Sometimes people don't come in for coaching because they already have a sense of direction and clarity about what their life will look like, and they feel like they know what they're doing and they feel comfortable with it and excited about it. And so they're pretty much on track. But it is helpful for them to get that confirmation that they have checked all the boxes and not missed anything based on what we see as best practices in retirement. And coaching is an invitation, it's not an expectation. It's an opportunity for you to sit with the questions that you have about whatever is next and get insight into what's the best path forward.
So what would you say to clients that are thinking, maybe I should talk to you, or maybe I should talk to Jen? What would you want to say to them to make them feel totally comfortable that it's the right thing to do?
I would say they have nothing to lose. It's just a conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jen, can you share some success stories with clients that you've worked with?
One person comes to mind. She really had no idea who she was outside of work. That was so much her identity. Recently, she sent me a letter around the first of the year, and she said that she has the tradition of writing a letter, each with a new year for gratitude. And this year she picked me, which was such an honor.
Really?
And she talked about how before we worked together, she had no idea what her life could be like. She had no idea that she could pay herself to do the things that she enjoyed. She found a new spiritual community. She developed more closeness with her family. She found some different consulting roles that allowed her to have a more balanced life, using her professional identity, but also allowing her to start new hobbies. Like she joined a choir and she did many other connected and engaged things that she found really satisfying. And she was just really enjoying her retirement and just really excited that she had decided to make that choice when she was still on the younger side.
Would those things have happened if she hadn't had a relationship with you?
Talking to someone helped her expedite the process, and she probably would have come to it on her own, but she got there faster and got to enjoy more time.
That's a really great story. So can you share some other success stories with us?
I was working with a client and his contract wasn't renewed, and he had spent decades really crafting this specialization, and he just wasn't quite ready to walk away. He wanted to give back, but he felt like going back to school wasn't enough. And it was interesting because over time he kind of evolved and realized that with him feeling more fulfilled and centered, he could be more present and connected to his loved ones. And going to school and just engaging his love of learning about math and physics and languages really got him excited. And I heard back from him about 3 months into the semester, and he emailed me and said that starting these graduate studies was one of the best pieces of advice that he had ever received.
Really?
Which made me laugh because it was what he really wanted to do, and I helped him connect with permission for himself to jump in and take the classes. And he was really happy doing it, that he had made that choice.
Thanks, Jen. That was really, really great. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Appreciate being here.
So I hope you enjoyed our presentation today and found it to be interesting and informative. Our goal was to give you everything you need to know about our life and career transition coaching program. If you have interest in pursuing this any further, please feel free to send an email to the address on your screen below, and we'll get back to you and talk to you about arrangements for potentially meeting with Jen. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.